So you got to
Mm.
do what you got to do. Like, I don't think people should do anything just because society tells you to do it. If you don't want to lose weight, you're fine. Don't do it. But if you cannot reach your purpose until you kick the bad habit,
There
then you
you go.
might need to lose the weight.
There you go. I love that. I love that. I didn't know that was. Maybe I had seen it. You know, was it did you eat better? Lifestyle choices? Like what got you to the point of wanting to lose that weight and be healthy? Like was there, you know, did something happen? Was it just like you knew you wanted to, you knew you had to do that to get to where you wanted to be as the best version of yourself? What was it for you
Yeah.
that that?
Well, the weight was just holding me back in a way where I felt like I wasn't my best self because I was always worried about my weight or how I
Mm,
looked. And it was just, and my stomach was abnormally huge. My
mm,
stomach was out of control and it wasn't normal. It was bad. And so that I was shaped bad. It just was just terrible. I couldn't really, my clothes just didn't look right on me. I was in bad shape, and I mean that physically.
yeah,
And I had, and my when I lost the weight, my stomach was hanging to my, like, halfway down my leg. It was just terrible.
yeah.
And so it just held me back in ways I didn't really. I had a headache every day actually, but I just didn't. It was holding me back from my purpose. And you can be, some people can be okay, but I just couldn't be me fully,
Yeah.
the full me that I wanted to be, because I
Well,
was
it took
always worried about my weight.
I can imagine, and thanks for answering that. Thanks for answering that, by the way. We didn't have any questions planned, guys. I like to just be very organic and just flow. In watching your videos, we've never spoken before, nothing. But I was like, I know me and her can have a combo because she's great and her energy and her story. But I appreciate you sharing that because, you know, I don't know if that's easy for you or not, but I can appreciate that vulnerability. But like, was it hard for you to take those steps to really make those real important life changes with like weight and whatever else? Like, was that difficult for you, or was it easy for you?
I was angry. I was angry because I was just like, I'm tired of this weight
Mm,
holding me back from loving my life. And I was angry because every day I was worried about it. And it
mm,
wasn't hard because okay, I made the decision during the pandemic that I'm almost 300 pounds.
mm.
And I said, I'm going to start by waking up at 6 o'clock every morning and going to the park and walking as long as I can walk. I can only do 2 miles. I
Yeah.
did it every day for 4 months.
Mm,
I was just tired of it. It was easy and it was hard,
yeah.
but I just was tired of complaining about my weight all of the time. It was just like I'm tired of it. And then you find out that African Americans were susceptible to getting COVID, is what they said. And so
I've
I'm
heard
like,
that. I've heard that before. Yeah.
so I said, okay. And something just clicked, and I was like, yeah, it's time. I'm almost 300 pounds.
Mm.
And no.
So
And
that
I just
you
got tired.
lost a
Yeah.
lot of weight in just like a 4 year span or so. Is that accurate? About 4 years or
4 months. In 4 months, I lost 40, about 50 pounds, about 50
wow,
pounds in 4 months. And
wow,
then I lost 70 pounds within a 6 month span. So it was like 120 pounds.
crazy.
But of course, I gained a little bit. I gained like 20 pounds back, but yeah. And so I lost that much weight in a year and like 3 months.
Wow.
So 7, 8, 9,
That's
10 months, something
that's
like that.
But you know, it sounds like with a lot of things, and I haven't had that in my life. I've always been slim, but I've had many other things. And for me, I always had to remind myself, hey, like if you want something different, or if you don't want to feel this way, you have to be willing to do something different. Your actions on a day-to-day basis have to change. So for you, sounds like it's like waking up at 6 a.m., walking a couple miles, and maybe after a couple of weeks of doing that, you walk a little bit more or whatever, right? And you create a new normal for you that's healthier. And I believe, you mentioned people are too scared, right? I think a lot of people hide, they have that fear of the unknown. Like, I don't know if I can do it, or I don't know if I can lose weight. I don't know if I can eat better. I don't know if I can stop drinking. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can quit my job. better myself and try something else. A lot of people are
They're
scared.
they're afraid that they're going to fail again and gain the weight back because that's what they've done over and over. So they're afraid to try again because they think that they're just going to give up again.
Mm,
And
mm.
some people, they're like, I'm tired of trying only to give up.
I can see that. I wanted to. So a friend of mine's in the chat. Her name is Kolaya. I've met her. She's one of the most beautiful human beings I've met. I've met one time, but like her energy, and we've talked a little. She's in the chat. Kolaya, you gotta go check out Dodash. If you don't know who Dodash is, I recommend you go watch her. I think you're gonna fall in love with her. And Dodash, if you see a comment from Kolaya, trust me, that's somebody you want in your comments. I just needed to have that moment.
Aw.
You guys are both in the same live, and it's just kind of surreal for me. I love it. I like connecting people, and Kolaya is a beautiful person. So, along with a lot of other people here, but she's somebody that I've known for since almost the beginning of this channel, and we've met. So she's just awesome. So, just want to give her a little bit of love there. But this has been great. I think I told you 30 minutes. We're over an hour, but I'm not surprised because you've got a lot to share, and I'm just very happy to see you, grow and do it in such a very organic, authentic way. Because I think it's really easy for people. People sometimes they try to go viral and they do the wrong things, or they do this and they try to make things up, or they do, and your growth has been, so wild in the last 30 days.
I just stopped caring. I stopped caring.
Yeah.
I kind of just like, whatever. You're going to get my personality. And I didn't know I was going to, I just heard somebody, this is what I heard 10x your personality. That was somebody's advice on YouTube.
Mm.
And when I started posting, I said, you know what? I'm going to be myself, but bigger, but grander. And I'm thinking that's what y'all are seeing simply from somebody saying that.
Yeah, for sure. What's so you're going to be taking this upcoming week off from the gig work? Is that the plan? Or are you waiting a few more weeks? Like, what's your idea?
I'm waiting until I get the money because right now I have to work.
Yeah.
So this is just that's why whenever you see me talk about it, I'm just like, I can't believe I made this money without having to do gig work, gig work is a blessing. I'm spending it on my gas. I'm spending it on tires. I'm spending it on car repairs, mainly gas. And it's like, what am I spending? $30 every 2 days on gas, $35. And it's like, that's like most of the money.
It adds up a lot. It adds quick. Yeah.
And so I'm just going to take this time to think, but I'm not going to take a break from YouTube. I just want to take a break from working so much, from driving so much.
Yeah, and I think as gig workers or workers in general, I think I've always been somebody that's been a hard worker. And when I was younger, I always looked at that as like a badge of honor. Like, yeah, I worked in the restaurant industries, Dodash. That's restaurants, kind of all I knew. I did a little bit of consulting. My first job was I sold shoes at like a Finish Line at the mall when I was like 16, and that was a fun job. And then right into basically restaurants. So like in restaurants, you got to work hard, right? Like I've done every job in a restaurant. Every job you can do, I've done. And I got to a little bit older, and then I was more of like a managing people versus I was doing processes and people. I wasn't like hands-on as much. And then I got bored because I was so used to just work hard. You got to work hard. That's my value in this world. I got to work hard. I got to work hard. I want my bosses to know I'm going to work hard for them. I'm going to show up, work extra overtime. And then I realized like I'm making other people rich. I'm making other people money by working hard, right? And there's value in it, but there has to come a point. I think we share the similarity. It was like, I want to do something for me. My purpose is different. I want to do something for me. I was tired of going in and working for somebody else. And I think the gig work stuff, my point is like the gig work, we have to give ourselves some grace and some time. And I think a lot of gig workers, because the markets are so oversaturated, it's hard out here. You spend money on gas and this and tires and a battery. So it's like, oh, now I got to work even more. It's like we're hamsters on a wheel. Not all of us, because I know a lot of us do it part-time. But if you're doing it full time, it is a grind. And I don't recommend it for really anybody for a long period of time, right? So I'm just happy to see that you have popped in a way on YouTube to where it's going to give you some grace and some time. And you deserve that, right? I think, I think a lot of us do. And we tend to like overwork. And sometimes the more you do gig work, you might gross more money, but you're not making more if you're out there too much. I think long term, I think if you have a goal and you're working towards paying down debt like Mini Mama, that's different. But I think a lot of us are getting in the car, turning the key on, and we're just grinding